Hey guys, John from Half Avenue here. Today I'm going to talk about my Universal Audio 710D tone blending amplifier. I'm going to need some coffee this morning. This has been a rough start. So I use this thing all over the place. I use it on drums, I use it to DI bass in, I use it to DI my Rhodes in, I use it on vocals sometimes, but my favorite thing to use it on is drums, for sure. So you've got 4 preamps on there, and if you don't know about the Twinfinity, it is a tone blending preamp between tube and solid state. So you can get the warmth or you can get the crispy, bitiness of solid state or anything in between, 50-50, 75-25, whatever. Each one of these preamps actually has an 1176 built into it. It's kind of like a dumbed down version. It's got a slow and a fast setting, and that's about it. There's no ratio or anything like that you can change, but it works pretty well. I like the fast one on vocals, and I like the slow one on drums. But I'm going to show you more of the ins and outs of this piece of gear and how I use it specifically up close here. Okay, so here we have an up close shot of one of the channels. Right here on the left, this is all the high Z inputs so that you can use this as a DI, which is what I do with my Rhodes, and I also do this with bass pretty often. I like to really use that tube side of it to really kind of get that more Motown sound, because I'm a big James Jamerson fan with my bass playing, and that kind of gets that same tube overdrive stuff, but I know they had their own custom built DI that he used to get that particular sound, but I think that can come pretty close. More on this knob here, this is the cool part of this preamp that really makes it so versatile, is all the way over here is solid state, and then all the way over here is tube, and you can mix between the two anywhere in the middle. So straight up and down is half and half. Over here is 100% tube. Over here is 100% solid state. You get it. I honestly use the tube side quite a bit. That's where my home is at. I use it on my, like I said, my Rhodes, my bass, and a lot when I'm recording drums. But I like that warmer, more vintage sound on my recordings. Right here we have the compressor, slow, off, and fast. Like I said, there's no ratio or threshold or anything like that that you can control, or particular speeds of release and attack, but the slow and fast refers to the attack. Right here's an insert switch, in and out, right? And what you can do is on the back, it's got an in and out 1/4 inch or TRS plug where I could run, say, something like this, Warm Audio Pultec knockoff here. And what that does is it allows me, I could have a preamp, EQ, and a compressor, a full signal chain right there, or you could use a reverb, whatever you might want to use in that situation, but that's a really cool feature of it. Over here is the mic and line switch, so that's where you can run it as a mic preamplifier, which those plugins are on the back, or you can run it as a DI box, which is great and very useful itself. Right here we have a 15 dB pad. Then right above that, it's kind of hard to see, it's in the dark there, but that is phantom power on each of the 4 preamp channels. Over here, we have what the VU meter is monitoring. So you have drive, which is going to be your gain. Then you have gain reduction, which is going to be your compressor. And then at the top, you have out, which is your level. I usually like to monitor the gain drive at first, see where I'm getting with that. Then I add my compressor, monitor my gain reduction, and then my level out. Here's a low cut right here. Sometimes I'll use that on vocals. I'm not, and I'm ashamed to say this, I'm not exactly sure at what frequency that low cut comes in at, but I've used it on overheads to kind of cut some of the kick out of the overheads. So over here is where you can change the sample rate, and it goes all the way up to 192. That's where you can switch between 24 and 16-bit recording. That's power switch. That's a limiter. And right here is the indicator lights for the 4 passive inputs on the back, which I've mentioned in other videos, is how I get my Neve into my interface, because this acts as an analog to digital converter and a word clock. This thing is incredibly versatile. So, long story short, I believe that this is a great piece of gear to purchase for any studio. It is versatile. It expanded my studio and took me to a new level instantly. It allowed me to track drums. It has given me so many options with clients. You know, whether to use the solid state or the tube for vocals, or I've used it on guitars. It's just come in extremely handy. This could be a great live recording rig too. You would have 8 preamps if you had 2 of these, and then 8 more passive to run from a board or whatever else you had going on. But essentially, I think that this is just a fantastic piece of gear that could make any studio better and be just a useful tool all around. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got something out of it. Hope you learned something. And if you know something about this piece of gear that I don't know, please leave a comment and let me know what I'm either doing wrong or how I could better use this in my workflow, how I could get better sounds out of it, how I could be better in general. Please, I need the help. If you like this video, would you like it with a thumbs up? Would you subscribe? Ring the bell so you can see when I post new videos. If you could share it with your friends, say, hey, come on over to John's page and like his stuff. He's got some cool things going on over there. Also, if you want to hear some of the music that I do or some of the artists that I work with, things that I record, go over to Half Avenue's YouTube page and give that a follow and a subscribe. Because I've got a playlist which I call Half Avenue Radio that's got a bunch of people that I've worked with. I haven't recorded everything on Half Avenue Radio, but I've recorded quite a bit of it. But it's just associated artists, guys that I work with, people that I enjoy their music that are part of my community. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can follow Katie on all that stuff too. By the time this video comes out, her album should be out on Spotify, on iTunes, on everything else, so go give it a listen. I recorded it here at Half Avenue, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.